We just got our ass.
All right. Welcome to the baseball show. Today is Friday, June 21st. Hope you have yourself a good start to your friendly Friday. As always, don't forget, subscribe to our channel by tapping that notification bell in the top right-hand corner, or hit the subscribe button below this video if you're using a mobile device. Today's podcast is brought to you by the Ren Report. Coming at the Ren Report each and every day right here at ATSStats.com. In fact, each and every day we do talk about the 5 fundamentals of sports handicapping, and we're always talking about value, percentage play, performance cycles, player availability, and we always use a strict money management system. Come and use the Rain Report today at ATSStats.com. All right, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're located on the World Wide Web. My name is Ron Raymond, a 5-time sports handicapping champion based out of Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. Founder of ATSStats.com, home of the Rain Report. In fact, you can get the Rain Report each and every day for free. All you got to do is go to the website, ATSStats.com. Once you get there, go to MLB. Once you click on MLB, go to the pull-down menu, go to the game of your choice, and if you scroll down right to the bottom, you will get all the stats and trends of the day right here each and every day at ATSStats.com. All right, let's make it to a cash out Monday for sure, says Joel. My day off. Glad to watch today. Let's cash out. Let's make it to a cash out Monday. And Timothy Haig says, good morning all. Went to see Mariners at the Guardians yesterday, and that was a good game. Cleveland won that game. And yeah, so hopefully you had a good time. I deleted one of my folders today, not by accident. I deleted a lot of my my sound bites, so I don't have any sound bites today. So I'm gonna have to go and restore my sound bites. I got a few sound bites, but I lost a lot of my sound bites, so I'm a little handcuffed here this morning. Yeah, I'm getting all the exclamation marks. Okay, so I'm gonna have to go back and I can't give you guys any of the sound bites because I deleted them all by mistakes. But you know what? Maybe that's a good thing on a football Friday. People are like Harry Carey. Yeah, I know. I lost my Harry Carey. I'm gonna have to go back and get those. Restore the. I don't know if I can restore my my sound bites. I don't know if you can do that. Let me just check something right here. Go to recycle bin, and how do you do a quick restore? Yeah, restore all items. There we go. Let's try that. Restore the cycle bins, and maybe that will work. Hey, maybe that will get us back to the. Let's see if we can restore them all. Recovering. Let's see if we can get all these things back here. Oh, maybe not yet. Hey, baby! Oh, there we go. Oh, there we got one. And we didn't get that one yet. Let me see if we get the hawk. No, not the hawk. Hello. Holy cow! The drive. Oh. All right, we're getting there. We're getting some. Hey, we'll have to just wait a few minutes there. I'm 14% complete. So yeah, well, just a quick lesson. Don't do a full deletion of your downloads unless you really know what you're doing. All right, speaking of know what you're doing, you know what? I had a moment yesterday, and I was thinking, the Rain Report. When you and yesterday I did the CFL football show, and I did my handicapping and the picks I had yesterday, even though the games are all, obviously it's gone. And I had, let me see here. I had Arizona plus 1.5. I had Cleveland. I had the over in Tampa Bay, Houston. I had the under in LA Dodgers in Colorado. That lost. I had Kansas City. I had Baltimore plus 1.5. That was my underdog premium pick. I had San Francisco over. And I had Milwaukee under in San Diego. I went 7-2 yesterday, but my big pick was Baltimore. And when you're handicapping, here's where we're gonna go deep in thought here today. We're gonna go deep in thought. I'm gonna make you think. When you're handicapping your game, here's one of the things I do. When I handicap, I go to my my value report. I print this sheet off here, and when I look at the Rain Report, what are the main criterias? Like when you make your decision on handicapping, you make your pick. What's the main decision that you base your reasoning on, right? Is there a certain aspect of handicapping where you're saying like that's the key factor that makes my handicapping? Like if I'm gonna make a pick, it's based exactly on this key factor. And if you've been doing this a long time, there's also sometimes you got to go with your hunch, your gut feeling. And that's plays a little bit of part of it. Like yesterday, Baltimore to me was strictly value, right? So when I talk about the Rain Report each and every day, all right. So in the world of sports betting, making informed, accurate predictions in both art and both an art and a science, right? The Rain Report is designed to help bettors navigate this complex landscape by providing a comprehensive analysis based on multiple factors. These factors include value, percentage play, performance cycles, player availability, and a strict money management system. I talk about these all the time, right? While all these elements are crucial in forming a well-rounded prediction, it's important to recognize that some factors must outweigh others to make a decisive pick, right? And when you're doing your selections, you got to have like those one or two key factors, like they're non-negotiables. It's like, for me, I got to have value, and the performance cycles, I think, outweigh the percentage play, right? And I'll get to that in just 1 second. So when you think about value, this represents the perceived worth of a bet relative to the odds provided by the bookmaker, right? Bookmaker each and every day, they come out and they give you the odds, and you say, okay, is my number better than the bookmaker's number? How can, are they trying to really pull a fast one on me by giving me this line, or is there value in this line? Is this line overvalued? Is it undervalued? Is it fair market value, right? The percentage play. This is a historically likelihood of a team winning in a similar situations. Anytime you see the Rain Report, I'm always basing the percentage play on past previous occurrences from other teams in the past that are in the exact situation current teams today are in, right? It's derived from extensive data analysis and helps predict the outcome based on past performances. Now, performance cycles, that's a big one for myself. Teams go through various phases, right? Bullish phase in the Rain Report. Bullish phase means the team is 7-0, 6-1, 5-2. Neutral phase 3-4, 4-3. And a bearish phase, a losing streak, team is 0-7, 1-6, and 2-5. Understanding the current form is essential to making accurate predictions, right? Because, I say it all the time. Our teams, are they going through a hiccup? Are they going through a good cycle? What are you basing your selection on that current performance that they're doing, right? That's why I call it the performance cycles. Player availability, like Judge wasn't in the lineup 2 nights ago. That's a huge thing for the Yankees, right? Injuries, suspensions, lineup changes play a significant impact on a game's outcome. Always consider the availability of key players before placing a bet. The best ability is availability, right? And when a player's available to play, you got to consider that into your thoughts, right? Into your predictions. All right, money management. Always have a good bankroll to work with. You don't want to, you don't want to live paycheck to paycheck. You want to make sure you have a nice little cushion right there. And then one rule of thumb is bet 5% of your bankroll, right? So if you got $100 in your bank account, your sports book, then bet 5% of that, right? So that's $5. And you might say, well, it's only $5. I'm not going to make money. What are you doing it for then, right? You got to have a game plan. And if you're betting 20% of your bankroll, that's $20 of $100. And if you do that, and if you go on a losing streak, you'll be done in 5 picks. So that's why having a key bankroll management system helps you with having fun doing this process, right? I want to see if all my my sound bites are back. There we go. Okay, we're back. Hey, rule number 1: don't ever delete your downloads. Okay, didn't give the show a proper. You know what? I got to give it Harry Carey.
Hello again, everybody. Harry Carey from Wrigley Field on a beautiful day for baseball.
All right, now I feel like the show is taking off on the right footing here. All right, while the Rain Report takes a holistic approach, we emphasize that certain factors should be non-negotiable and hold more weight in your decision-making process. Specifically, value and performance cycles are 2 critical elements that I often tilt the scales in favor. In fact, I wrote about that in my book, 24-Hour Rule. If you go to the 24-Hour Rule, the book, Chapter 14 talks about strength of schedule, right? That's a real big one for myself. All right, good morning, Ron. Good morning, The Truth. And let's give you a good morning, Vietnam.
Good morning, Vietnam.
All right, hey, it's a Friday. Everybody gets a good morning. All right, why value is paramount. Now, value is the cornerstone of profitable betting. Regardless of how favorable other factors might be, if a bet does not offer value, it is not worth taking. And that's one of my golden rules. Is there value? So my number one rule in the Raymond Report, when you guys look at the Raymond Report each and every day, I come on here and I tell you the 5 fundamentals of sports handicapping. The number one thing I talk about is value, right? So value is the cornerstone of profitable betting. Always look to see if you got value. Value betting ensures that you are getting good odds relative to the actual probability of an event occurring. Over time, consistency betting on value leads to greater returns, right? Over time, consistently betting on value leads to greater returns. For example, the Chicago Cubs are given a 56.2% chance of winning, which the implied odds of approximately 128, but the bookmaker offers the value, the line at minus 138. This indicates a slight discrepancy in the odds, right? However, if your internal calculations suggest that the Cubs' chances are undervalued, this presents a betting opportunity, right? So again, your number against the bookmaker's number. So if my line, let's say today my line on the Cubbies are minus 166, we're getting 128, 138. That's good value. We're getting a discount, we're getting value, and that's worth consideration, right? Now, the role of performance cycles, understanding team performance cycles can provide critical insight that statistics alone might not reveal, right? And you know what, guys? Yeah, it's okay to be obviously when you when the name of your website is atsstats.com, it's like the old it's in the game, it's in the name type thing. Yeah, obviously you're gonna have a huge impact on analytics, right? But sometimes analytics, and I say this on the show, sometimes I throw analytics out the window and I say, you know what? It's gut check time. This is purely my experience, my eyes, my just my gut check. And like yesterday, Baltimore Orioles, that was, I didn't care about the analytics in that game. I just knew going in that Baltimore had value, and they were playing much better baseball right now, and I thought that's why I made it one of my premium selections, right? All right, so example, the Philadelphia Phillies are in a neutral but show signs of improving form, and they're playing against a team in a bearish phase. This performance cycle consideration should weigh heavily on your decision, right? Hey, you know what? When a team has you down, and like Baltimore, the last 2 games against the Yankees, that's a team that was just had momentum, right? Old Mo, and when Old Mo's in your corner, you just keep riding it, right? Now let's bring it all together. At the end of the day, while a comprehensive analysis is essential, it's crucial to identify and prioritize the factors that matter the most. And this is why I started the top of the show with this. What matters the most to you when you handicap and you make your selections? Like when you sit there, what's the main reason you tell yourself, this is why I'm taking this team here today? Do you guys have a key factor on your main reason why you took that pick today? Like, for instance, if you made a play yesterday and you won, what was the main factor you took that play? What was the convincing factor that you said, Ron, this was non-negotiable, this is why I took that play, and that's why we took the damn field, eh? Now, if you want to crown them.
Now, if you want to crown them, then crown their ass.
Yeah. But, hey, that's, for me, focus on value. So today I'm really emphasizing, today's I feel like a teaching day. It's like everybody bring your classroom, your pen and paper to the classroom day, and focus, and I want to make you think. I want you, when you're doing your handicapping today, we're going to handicap all the baseball games. I want you to sit there and say, all right, here's the 2 main reasons I'm really looking for that. Law of average is one of my favorite angles, says the truth. Yeah, that's, that's you're preaching to the choir right there. That's one of my, I made a living doing that here with the Rain Report, right? Focus on value. Always seek bets where the odds are in your favor. This should be your primary consideration. Number 2, assess performance cycles. I say it all the time in this, the performance cycles, is a team bullish? Evaluate whether the team is currently bullish, neutral, or bearish. And when you look at it, the performance cycles in those lenses, you won't have to really worry. Well, you will have to worry about it because it'll be a part of the cycle. It won't have to be your main reason if a team is on a 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 game winning streak, right? The one thing you can't focus on when a team goes on these winning streak or losing streak, you cannot predict when that streak's going to end. The only thing you can really do is enjoy the cycle they're in, right? And that's why I don't really put a lot of emphasis when the team's on a, I'll mention it because it's a fact. If I'm giving a handicapping report and I'm saying, the Detroit's on a 7-game win streak, that's just, that's the facts, right? But what I'm looking for is what type of bullish cycle they're in, right? Are they in a bullish cycle, neutral cycle, or bearish cycle? This helps understanding the qualitative aspects of the current form that team is in, right? Verify player availability. Ensure that key players are available in the lineup and the lineup is strong. That's one thing I think we in sports, we underestimate or it's underrated. I think we don't really pay a lot of attention to the lineups. I think a lot of recreational handicappers or players just look at the line, the price, and really don't do their homework, their due diligence. And the other night when Judge was out of the lineup, that's a big key. Aaron Judge out of the lineup, that's huge. And I think we got to do, for myself personally, when I look at my handicapping style, that's maybe when you look at your strengths and weaknesses, maybe that's one of my weaknesses I got to work better on is okay, you know what? Don't get lazy. Don't get mentally lazy. Go look at the report. Go look at, there's tons of websites out there that give you the current lineup and go see which player is in and out, right? I think that's a big thing we underestimate. We overlook. I think that's the proper word. We overlook sometimes and we just take it for granted that, Judge is in the lineup. Stanton is in the lineup. All these Guerrero's in the lineup. We always, we need to, cross the T's, dot the I's, do our homework, right? Consider percentage play. Look at the historical data, but use it to support your value and performance cycle. Don't get paralysis by analysis, right? Sometimes I get on the show and I give you guys the rain report, and even myself, I sit there and I'm going, "Holy crap, this is a lot of numbers." And how are you really supposed to find that needle in the haystack when you're analyzing like 100 trends and numbers and reports? It's you got to boil it down to those two non-negotiables. I'm a big believer in the Batman Robin theory, right? In sports, Batman needs Robin, but you look at it in the grouping of two. And I always think that it's always good to have two strong non-negotiables to really cross the T's, dot the I's, and say, boom, that's the play I'm going to ride with today. And at the last one, number 5, manage your bankroll. Never bet more than your predefined limit, ensuring sustainable betting practices. And, as I said at the top of the show, dedicate 5% of your bankroll to your daily wagers, right? Because if you have $100 and you're betting $20 a game and you go 0-5, you're done. Hey, put a fork in them and you're done. All right, finding your why. At the end of the day, wrapping this all up, putting the bow on it, concentrating on these non-negotiable factors, and that's the key word, non-negotiable factors, value and performance cycles. Once you truly understand, and that's mine, guys, like I sit here and I'm, sitting in I feel like I'm on a Sunday morning, rant here at church. But my thing is, when I'm handicapping, I look for value. If I look at, yesterday's, I look at yesterday's sheet, and when I look at that Baltimore, Cole Irvin, 6-3, a 3.03 ERA, and then you had Lewis Hill, right? Lewis Hill was 9-1, a 2.02. I said to myself, you know what? Baltimore's playing really good baseball right now. We got a solid starter on the hill, and the percentage play was at 39.3. I like it to be at about 40, but I said, you know what? I'm going to ride my gut. And I said, we're getting a good pitcher. We're getting great value. I'm going to ride that. And that's what you got to do. When you're handicapping, you got to really make sure when you don't just take an underdog because, there's good underdogs and there's bad underdogs, right? If you're betting Oakland, Chicago White Sox underdogs against the Yankees in Baltimore, that's not a solid underdog. That's a risk taking, right? That's gambling. Yesterday, that's investing. And know the difference between gambling and investing. All right, the rant's over. Hey, Ron Raymond's rant's over. And how about we get on to the...
I want winners.
There we go. Let's get to winners because Mike Singletary wants winners. Let's go to the opening bell. And let's go. Do you guys agree with that? Do you guys did you like that rant? Did you you kind of agree with it? And you know what? I'd love to hear your takes on what you guys like. What's your two non-negotiables? When you're handicapping, what are your two non-negotiables? Hey, I should have did the poll question of the day with that. All right, let's get to the SBI, the Sports Betting Index. And wow, I forgot to, yesterday, 2 days ago, the Underdogs finally, after 24 days or something like that, the Underdogs finally took the day on June 19th. And I've been talking about the reversal that was going to happen eventually, and it did happen. And if you've been playing the run line, you're smiling like a butcher's dog because you've won the last 4 days. So congratulations to the run line dog bettors. You're on a 65.3% tear right now compared to 34.7% for the favorites. 52% on the favorites winning straight up. So favorites last 3 days only winning, only 52%, but only winning 34.7% on the run line. And this is why I keep preaching taking run lines, guys. At the end of the day, you're always about 13% better of winning your bet taking the run line. It proves in the pudding. The other day, what did I say? There were 7 one-run games. And, the last thing you want to do is get hooked, right? I know in baseball, it's a little different getting hooked than football. Football hurts more, I think, right? When you get that field goal at the end and, they win 2017 and you had like minus 2.5 and you're getting hooked like that, that's not a good feeling. All right, so over-unders, 51.3. Neutral market right now in the over-unders. So fire away if you like totals. And let's see if we can get you guys some good winners here today in baseball. All right, let's. How about we go to Wrigley?
Just a bit outside.
Yeah. All right, let's go to Chicago Cubs taking on the New York Mets. Now the Cubbies a 140 favorite. This line, let me see here, minus 138. 8.5 is the total. Computer forecast system play. Likes the Chicago Cubs winning 4.76 to 4.3. The over-under 9.06. So we do have this game going over the total today at Wrigley Field. And speaking of Wrigley, what's the wind doing today? The wind is 8 mile an hour wind, right to left. So wind should not be a factor today at Wrigley. That's why you got an average line of 8. And missed the pearls yesterday, but we back. It's the network. Show me the money. Says who's Mizzou. And who's Mizzou? You get... Show me the money! There you go. All right, let's... so we got 140. And I do like the New York Mets here today, guys. The New York Mets, look at the starting pitchers. Now, I'm not crazy about Jose Quintana going for the lefty. A 4.98 ERA against Shota Imanaga, who's 7-1, a 1.89 ERA. But you're getting a New York Mets team who is now 11-3 in their last 14 games. Now, I'm not asking the New York Mets with Jose Quintana's 2-5 record and a 4.98 ERA to win the game straight up. I'm just asking them to keep it close. Asking them to keep it close. Let's go plus 1.5 runs. Minus 158 is pretty decent. And when you look at the New York Mets, 8-2 last 10. The value index on the Chicago Cubs at minus 166, but you're getting a bullish team in the New York Mets, and they've been bullish for 9 days. I do like the New York Mets, and their record at Wrigley, 7-8 last 15 games. And I'm going to go with the New York Mets today, plus 1.5 against the Chicago Cubs, and you can put it on the board.
You can put it on the board, yes!
All right, let's go to Philadelphia, where the Arizona Diamondbacks are going to take on the Philadelphia Phillies. The Phillies a 132 favorite. They're coming off a 5-2 loss 2 days ago against San Diego Padres, where the D-backs, they won their last game 5-2 against Mackenzie Gore and the Washington Nationals. Today, again, big underdog line. Not big. It's pretty average, I guess, plus 110 for the D-backs, minus 132. My line on the Philadelphia Phillies, now I just spent a half an hour talking about value. Philadelphia's, you're getting good discount today at minus 132, but the bad news is you're getting Taijuan Walker in his 5.33 ERA. If you're going to play the Phillies today, now the Phillies, one of the best teams in baseball, 49-25, and I'm not gonna go crazy here on the Arizona Diamondbacks. There's still a team that's one game below 500. But you're getting an experienced pitcher. I don't like his ERA of 6 with Jordan Montgomery, the lefty. But you are getting the percentage play in your favor. You're getting a team in the Arizona Diamondbacks who are 8-16 in their last 14 games. Same thing with the Philadelphia Phillies. They're 8-16. Phillies 35-11 at home against C-type teams below 500. I'm going to go Arizona plus a run and a half. I like the value we're getting. I think we're getting somewhat value on a team that's pretty hot at 7-3, where the Phillies are 4-6 in their last 10. So again, not really a play on the Phillies the D-backs to win this game straight up. I just think there's value in this play here. And you're getting a team in a pretty good performance cycle where you got a team, the Philadelphia Phillies, who are having a great year. And just right now, you might be catching them in a downward cycle. So give me the Arizona Diamondbacks plus 1.5, minus 167, and you can put that on the board.
You can put it on the board. Yes.
All right, let's go to Detroit, where Jack Flaherty is going to go up against Erick Fedde of the Chicago White Sox. Now, the White Sox last game, a 5-3 loss to the Seattle Mariners, the Houston Astros. And let me see here. They're on a 2-game losing streak. Last 3 games for the Chi Sox have gone under, while Detroit, they're coming off a 7-3 win against the Atlanta Braves. They're playing on 1 day's rest. They're 4-6 in the last 10, and Jack Flaherty 4-4 on the campaign, 3.01 ERA, while the Chicago White Sox 5-1, 3.09 ERA. The White Sox 9-6 in their last 15 trips to America, but only 5-9 in their last 14 games. Same thing with Detroit. You got 2 teams who are, as Joe Namath would say, are struggling. Hey, where's my Joe?
Struggling.
Yeah, they are struggling. Chicago White Sox struggling just a bit more. But if you do like the White Sox, the good news is you're getting Erick Fedde and his 5-1 record, 3.09. That's the only bright spot really for the White Sox. But I'm still going to go Detroit here. It's not it's probably beer and pizza money. I think looking at the line value, I had minus 152, and we're getting an overvalued price here. So I wouldn't go crazy on Detroit. I'd probably marry it with a parlay, but I think Detroit is the right call with Jack Flaherty over Erick Fedde and the Chicago White Sox, and you can put that on the board.
You can put it on the board. Yes.
All right, let's go to PNC Park, where the Pittsburgh Pirates, off a 1-0 win over Cincinnati 2 days ago, the Bucks on a 4-game understreak, and they're sending to the hill Luis Ortiz, 3-2, a 2.51 ERA, and look at that. The Tampa Bay Rays, the chalk in this one. And let me see what the latest line is. This line's been going all over the place. Yeah, so I got Tampa Bay minus 112 and minus 1.5 as the favorite. And they're sending Ryan Pepio to the hill today. And he's 4-4, a 4.57 ERA. A little bit high ERA on Pepio. And Tampa Bay, 20-10 against teams below 500. However, 6-14 last 14 games. They're 4-5 at PNC Park lifetime. And you're getting a Pittsburgh Pirate team who are neutral 9 days, and Luis Ortiz with a 2.51 ERA. I think you got a little bit of value here on the Bucks. I'm going to go Pittsburgh plus 1.5, minus 164. Give me the Pittsburgh Pirates today over Tampa Bay. And you can put that on the board.
You can put it on the board.
Let's go to the Bronx, where the Yankees going to take on Chris Sale and the Atlanta Braves. Now, Sale doesn't have a really great record against the Yankees. When I look at his last 5 starts, they're all losses. Chris Sale is 0-5 in his last 5 starts against the Yankees. Last time Chris Sale beat the Yankees was October 5th, 2018. It was a 5-4 win. It was October 5th. Might have been a playoff game. But the good news is, if you do like Atlanta here today, Chris Sale is 9-2 on the season, 2.98 ERA. And you got the battle of the lefties. Carlos Rodon is going here. He's 9-3 at 3.28 ERA. Now, the Yankees getting off that spanking yesterday. That was a woodshed game. Baltimore just took him out behind the woodshed. 17-5 was the final. How do you recover from one of those type of games, right? Like, you need amnesia. Like, you need to just okay, all right, that didn't happen. Hey, if you're Boone, you're like, okay, guys, that didn't happen. We got Chris Sale today. Let's go and beat up the Braves. And minus 105 is the line. Atlanta 7-8 last 15 trips to the Bronx, 4-10-1 to the under. Yeah, if you're going to play this one, I think the total's where you want to go, but I'm going to give it a capital P, and that's a pass. I'm not touching this game with a 10-foot pole. I don't trust Sale. I don't trust the Yankees right now off that spanking. So I'm going to pass on this one. Again, if you're going to play it, I think the total's where you go on this game, and probably lean towards the under, but no play for Mr. Gray. Hey, little was that Clyde and Hernandez commercial? Hey, no play for Mr. Gray. All right, I'm going to pass on this one.
You can put it on the board. Yes.
All right, let's go to Progressive Field, where the Cleveland Guardians are going to take on the Toronto Blue Jays. Man, the Blue Jays, just, I had a little rant on that team about 2 days ago. They just don't know how to win. I think the organization, let's be honest. Yeah, you went out, you probably won the marketing war the last 3 years, but the players you got haven't produced winners. And the president, the manager, the players, it's not working. It's not working. I don't know what you do if you're in Toronto. I don't know if you blow it up or whatever, but that team is just not going to get it done. Absolutely not going to get it done. And they just don't have a history of culture of winning. They did in obviously they won 2 World Series, and in 20 when Baptista was there, they had players who knew how to win. This edition of the Blue Jays, it's all about fun. I just look at this team and they care more about having fun than winning. That's my perception I get when I look at the Blue Jays. All right, Cleveland Guardians, Carlos Carrasco going up against Ariel Rodriguez, and he's a call-up. And let me take a look at the numbers on the Blue Jays starter today. 0-1, a 4.11 ERA, where Carlos Carrasco, not any better. 2-6, a 5.80 ERA. Both these teams are 7-7 last 14 games. Toronto doesn't have a good history in Cleveland. They're 5-10 last 15. I can't I can't bet on Carlos Carrasco at 5.80. Even though they're coming off a 6-3 win, they're 6-4 last 10. It's just Cleveland 7-7 last 14. Neutral 19 days. If you're going to play one team here, I think Cleveland's the play, but I'm going to pass. I'm not betting on these teams. I can't bet on the Blue Jays. They're just not a team I'm putting my money on right now. And the Cleveland Guardians against C-type teams, 27-15, neutral 19 days. Yeah, if you're going to play a team, I guess you go with the Guardians, but for myself personally, I'm passing on that game.
You can put it on the board, yes!
All right, good bullpen, says Greek Man 581. All right, Miami, you're talking about the Blue Jays, Greek Man? Is that what you're talking about? Miami Marlins taking on the Seattle Mariners. The Mariners 158 chalk in this one. 7.5 is the total. Today you got George Kirby. You think his record would be a little bit better. 6-5 on the campaign. 3.54 ERA. Up against Trev Rogers, who's 1-8, a 5.09 ERA. The Marlins 4-10 last 14 games. 3-7 last 10. They're off a 4-3 win over the Cards last game. That was 2 days ago. 25-49 on the year, while the Mariners off a 6-3 loss yesterday to the Guardians. They're 7-3 in the last 10. Minus 160 is my line. You're getting 158. You're getting great line value. And I'm going to go with the Seattle Mariners today over the Miami Marlins. And you can put that on the board.
You can put it on the board, yes!
All right, let's go to the Great American Ballpark, where the Cincinnati Reds are going to send Andrew Abbott to the hill against Cutter Crawford of the Boston Red Sox. Now, the Bo Sox, one of the hottest teams in baseball at 10-4 last 14. And unfortunately, though, Cutter Crawford, 3-6 in the year. Even though his ERA is not too bad at 3.54, he's up against the lefty Andrew Abbott, who was 5-6 at 3.42 ERA. So you got 2 pitchers with pretty good ERAs, but losing records. So what does that tell you? They don't get run support, right? That tells me they don't get a lot of run support. And the Cincinnati Reds, 8-6 last 14. But the hottest team right now is the Boston Red Sox. They're bullish 5 days, 8-2 last 10. Minus 151 is my line value. And we're sticking with the theme of the day, right? Value and percentage performance cycles. So give me the Boston Red Sox today, who are 8-2 in their last 10 trips to the Great American Ballpark. In fact, I think it's their 10 trips overall lifetime. And I'm going to go Boston minus 106 against the Reds, and let's put that on the board.
You can put it on the board, yes!
All right, just moving along here, eh? It's like today's the drive-through window, eh? Normally we sit down at that nice Italian restaurant and, somebody recommended ravioli last week, but I feel like we're going through the drive-through here. Bullpen's pretty quiet today. Did I just did I shock you guys with that sucker punch you with the article or the theme at the beginning, the value report? But the bullpen's pretty quiet. It's Friday, right? People enjoying their Friday, getting ready for the weekend. Hoo-ha, the weekend is here. All right, Texas Rangers taking on the Kansas City Royals. The Rangers are going to send Nathan Eovaldi to the hill against Brady Singer of the Kansas City Royals. Singer 4-4 on the year, a 3.39 ERA, while Nathan Eovaldi, the righty, is 3-3, a 3.15 ERA. So you got 2 pitchers with almost identical records. And looking at the Kansas City Royals, they don't have a good history at Arlington. They're 4-11 last 15 trips, 6-18 last 14 games. But Texas, they're not, they're nothing a shell they were last year, World Series champions. They're only 5-9 the last 14 games. They're in a bear cycle now for 4 days. And you know what? This is another game I'm going to pass. I'm going to pass on this one. The only edge I do see here is Kansas City 23-8 against teams below 500 this year. So if there is an edge, it's probably Kansas City. But I don't see value. I don't see performance cycles. So I don't see any winners in this one.
I want winners.
I was blindly looking at this game under. Texas going under, says Jermaine Connolly, under a lot. You know what? Yeah, What did you base your decision on? The two starting pitchers' ERAs, or do you see a trend, or do you see any analytics? You got two great pitchers, and what's the total? 7.5. Let me go to the Raymond report. Let me go take out the big sheet here, and let me go take a look inside the numbers. I don't think it's a bad play. I just 7.5. That's the only thing that scares me on that one is 7.5. Yeah, Texas Rangers at home, over under. Yeah. Texas Rangers at home, 11-24-1 to the under, while the Kansas City Royals on the road, 15-22. What's the Kogo? The Kogo is at 54%. There goes my alarm system there, rusty. Hey, Kogo's at 54%. That's pretty good number. And Texas 2-8-1 against B-type teams. So you know what? That's a good number for you guys. 2-8-1 to the under. So I would agree with that. And oh yeah, look at this. Kansas City, when the line is 7.5, 2-11-1 to the under. So yeah, you know what, Jermaine, I agree with you. I would go under the total in this one between Texas and the Kansas City Royals. Just the Royals again. They don't have a good history in Arlington. Last 15, 4-11. All right, put it on the board.
You can put it on the board. Yes.
All right, let's go to Minute Maid Park, where the Houston Astros are going to take on the Baltimore Orioles. And the Baltimore Orioles line on this game is -150, and 8.5 is the total. And I'm going to lean with, let me see here. Before I give you my lean, let me tell you who's going to start. Hey, getting too excited here. Just can't wait to give you this pick. I got to go through more of the analytics here. Grayson Rodriguez, 8-2 on the year, 3.20 ERA, up against Jake Bloss, who's probably getting his first start this season. I don't know if he's a rookie, but Jake Bloss is 0-0. In fact, let me go take a look. Who is it Bloss or Blows? Or let me see. We'll say Bloss. Jake Bloss. Oh, service. All right. And get going on here. Oh. All right. So that's not working right now. Anyways, Baltimore 9-6 in their last 15 at Minute Maid Park, 5-10 to the under. The Baltimore Orioles coming off that big game yesterday, 17-5. Yeah, that was a woodshed game against the Yankees. And Houston Astros, they won their last game against the White Sox, 5-3. What's their strength of schedule? SOS for the Houston Astros is 40%. Same thing for the Baltimore Orioles, strength of schedule. I think Baltimore's the play in this one, guys. They're 10-4 last 14 games. Houston's not that bad. Neutral 12 days, so they're having a good run right now. But I'm going to go with the better team. We're getting fair market value, so I'm going to go Baltimore in this one, -150.
You can put it on the board. Yes.
All right, so this should be Baltimore team total over, but Rodriguez 4-1 on the run line on the road. Hey, that's a good stat right there. All right, Colorado taking on the Washington Nationals. Now the Nationals are going to send DJ Hertz to the hill against Dakota Hudson. And let's look at the Washington Nationals record on the season. 36-38. Only 2 games to be below 500. Those scrappy Nationals, they're always fighting to stay in there. 7-3 in their last 10, while Colorado's 3-7, coming off a 5-3 loss to the Dodgers. And let me see here. What else do we got? They are 26-49 this season. And at Coors, they are 15-22, where the Washington Nationals are 19-19 on the road this year. They are 19-15 against C-type teams, where Colorado is 10-25 against teams below 500. I'm going to pass on this one. I don't know nothing about DJ Hertz. He's 1-1 at 3.77 ERA, and you're up against a veteran pitcher like Dakota Hudson, but he's 2-9. I just don't have a feel on this game. So when in doubt, get out, and I'm going to pass. And if you're going to play that game, maybe the total's where you want to lean. but I really don't have an opinion on the side or the total in that game.
You can put it on the board, yeah!
All right, let's go to San Diego, where the Brew Crew are going to send Colin Rea to the hill against Dylan Cease. Dylan Cease is 6-6 on the year, a 3.95 ERA, while Rea is 6-2, a 3.29 ERA. The Milwaukee Brewers are 9-6 in their last 15 at Petco, and last night was a 7-6 win for the Milwaukee Brewers. And looking at the for the Padres, 7-6 final for the Padres. You can see San Diego now on a 2-game win streak. They are 5-5 last 10. My value index, I did have San Diego at -131. So if you like San Diego, you're getting an overvalued price at 147. You're getting good value on the Milwaukee Brew Crew. I think you're getting fair market value, and you're getting a good pitcher. Percentage plays of winning is at 41.1. I'm going to go Milwaukee on the run line, +1.5, -167. And I'm going to go Milwaukee on the run line against San Diego, and you can put that on the board.
You can put it on the board, yeah!
All right, let's go to Oakland, where the Athletics are going to take on the Minnesota Twins. The Twinkies off a 7-6 loss yesterday against the Tampa Bay Rays. That was a great game. That was 6-3 in the ninth inning, and then Fairbanks, allowed a 3-run home run, and it was 6-6. They went to extras, and Minnesota lost that game. But a good win for Tampa Bay after blowing the lead. And Oakland, their last game, 3-2 is the final. Joey Estes going up against Chris Paddock today. Paddock 5-3, a 5.25 ERA, while Estes 2-2, 5.97 ERA. And Minnesota 8-7 the last 15 trips to the Coliseum. And Oakland 3-11 last 14 games. They're in a bad cycle right now. I'm going to go Minnesota -159, and you can put that on the board.
You can put it on the board, yeah!
All right, let's go to Dodger Stadium, where the Dodger Blue taking on the other LA team, the Halos. LA Angels going to be an underdog in this game. -194 is the line. 8.5 is the total. Computer pick all over the Dodgers. 4.58 to 3.49. The over-under at 8.07. So we do have this game going under the total. Looking at the chance of winning, 61.8%. Landon Knack getting the call here today for the Halos up against Patrick Sandoval, who's 2-8, a 5.24 ERA. And that's a pretty high ERA there for Sandoval, the lefty. And LA Angels 4-11 at Dodger Stadium in their last 15 visits, 6-9 to the under. And you got a bullish team in the Dodgers against a neutral, 16 days neutral. So you know what? LA Angels playing some good baseball. I just wish it wasn't Sandoval going today, the lefty, because 2-8, 5.24 ERA. I can't. I don't think I can do it. Hey, can't do it.
Cannot play with him. Cannot win with him. Cannot coach with him. Can't do it.
Can't do it. I'm going to go LA Dodgers. I'm not laying 193. I'm just giving you my opinion. I think Dodgers get this one. If you're going to play it, maybe you marry it with another team to parlay it. But give me the Dodgers over the Halos.
You can put it on the board, yeah!
All right, recap. Hey, let's recap the picks here today. And let's start up from the top. And if you missed the rant at the beginning, again, go to the front page today of ATSstats.com. The power of key factors in handicapping. And today I went through a little bit. I went through all the article. And again, I'm just gonna do a summary of this. And at the end of the day, what are the two main factors when you take your pick? When you do your selection, you do your handicapping, and you say, "I'm taking Baltimore." Why? Give me two reasons why you like your pick on any pick you take. Right? For me, the number one reason is value. There has to be value in what I'm buying. And number two, the performance cycle the team is in, right? Also, obviously there's other indicators that play a role into my selections. But when you're sitting there and you're reviewing your handicapping and you're reviewing the matchup, what's those one or two key factors that says, you know what? Bang, that's the reason why I'm taking that pick. You have to have it. You got to have those one or two factors that really convince you to put your hard-earned money on why you're taking that play today, right? It's like investing. It's like, you're buying, either insurance or not insurance, but crypto, or you're buying stocks. Like, what are the main reasons you're pulling the trigger to buy those calls, right? All right, so Yeah, mine is value and performance cycles, right? And that's you want to check out this article if you got nothing to do and you want to learn and you want to just food for thought, right? Food for thought. And anytime we all have our own systems, right? We should, anyways. We should have some type of system that we're using. And if you have an open mind and you want to learn more about my system, come and read this article today at atsstats.com. It's called The Power of Key Factors in Handicapping, and hope you enjoy it. All right, recap on today. Here's the picks that I like. And again, guys, just because there's 15 or 14 games today on the board doesn't mean there's 14 winners that 14 reasons why you should make a bet on every game. When you get 14 games, that's the beauty about baseball. Hey, Herm Edwards. I feel like I'm Herm Edwards right there.
Hello. You play to win the game. You don't play to just play it. That's the great thing about sports.
That's the great thing about sports, right? You don't need to bet every game. But Boston, I like Boston today over Cincinnati. I like Seattle today against Miami. Let me go. Okay. Oh, wrong sheet. All right. New York Mets. Sorry. New York Mets plus 1.5 runs against the Chicago Cubs. I like Arizona plus 1.5 runs today against the Philadelphia Phillies. I'm going Detroit against the White Sox. I got Pittsburgh plus 1.5 runs against Tampa Bay. I'm taking a pass on the Atlanta-New York Yankees game. You know what, guys? The one thing you can't do in sports betting is force a pick, right? If you don't feel it, it's just, it doesn't tickle you or whatever, you just don't touch it, right? If it's not there, don't force it, right? Don't be forcing. When in doubt, get out, and that's what I choose to pass on this game right here. All right, let's go to Toronto against the Cleveland Guardians. Another pass. I'm not touching that game. I'm not touching the Toronto Guardians game. Seattle, I'm taking the Mariners in this one. I like Kirby in this one, and I think we're getting fair market value. So give me Seattle. What else do we have? I said I like Boston. Texas against Kansas City. I took a pass. I don't like that game. It's not that I don't like it. It's just I think we're getting two teams in different. I got certain indicators that it just doesn't do it for me, right? I look at two starting pitchers that can really go into the fifth and sixth inning. Yeah, maybe the under is probably where you want to go in this one. But Kansas City 4-11 in Texas, and they're 6-8 last 14, while Texas 5-9. So you got two teams who are going through a bearish type cycle. But even though Kansas City's neutral last 7, they're still 6-8. And I think Kansas City, if you look at their record last month, they've been struggling just a bit. I like Baltimore against Houston. I'm taking a pass on Colorado and Washington. I'm taking Milwaukee on the run line against San Diego. I like Minnesota over Oakland, and I like the Dodgers over the Angels. And you can take that to the...
You can put it on the board, yeah!
Yep, take it to the bank or put it on the board. All right, let's get to the 8% Club Stats, brought to you by the Rain Report. And as we always do when we go to the 8% Club Stats, we bring in the answer.
We talking about practice. Not a game. We talking about practice. Practice, man. I mean, how silly is that?
Nope, not silly, because we are talking about the 80% Club Stats, courtesy of ATSstats.com. Did you know when the Boston Red Sox are a road team against a National Central Division opponent last 10 games, they are 7-3 straight up, 8-2 to the over. Toronto as an underdog against an American Central Division opponent like Cleveland, 3-7, but 1-9 to the under. Baltimore as a road team versus right-handed pitchers before a non-division game, coming off a 2-game win streak and a series win, 3-15-2 to the under. That's a pretty good stat right there. It's almost a walk-off, right? Arizona is a road underdog. Last 5 years, coming off 3 unders or less. They won the last game by 3 runs or less, and they are 2-1 in the last 3 games. 15-2 to the over. And let me see, I got a perfect stat right here. The Dodgers as a home favorite, last 5 years, coming off 1 under or more, and they won their last game by 2 runs, and they're in a 2-1 cycle, 11-0 straight up. Let me get to the new 80% Club Stats. We got one more here. Hey, we got more stats and trends you can shake a stick at here. All right, let me see here. Houston Astros, ooh, no problem here. They are 17-1 as a home team, coming off 4 unders the last 6 years. That's a good stat right there. And let me see. Phillies 9-1 as a home team, coming off a National League West Division opponent this season. The Baltimore Orioles 11-2 as a road team versus American League East Division opponents this season. And Baltimore, who's Baltimore playing again? Oh, Houston. Okay, that national. Oh, that's no, it should be National League East Division, not American League East. Cleveland 10-2 as a home team, coming off a game that went over the total. And the Guardians 10-2 as a home team, coming off an over this season. And those are, and the under. The under is 12-3 for the Royals as a road team, coming off a 6-game road trip the last 4 seasons. And now you know the rest of the story by Paul Harvey.
Now you know the rest of the story.
All right. Hey, hoo-ha, the weekend's here. 2 things we had today, right? We had fun and winners, right, Mike? Where's my...
Can we have fun? You're damn right. I demand that we have fun.
And we also had...
I want winners.
And hopefully we gave you guys some good winners here today on the Rain Report. All right, guys, weekend's here. I'm off till Monday. And hopefully you guys have a great weekend.
Just a bit outside.
Hopefully the baseball gods are on your side, and we all meet up at the winner's circle, and we all meet up at the Cash Out Monday. This Monday we go cash out. And always remember, check out the website for the latest article here on ATS Stats. It's the power of key factors in handicapping, and hopefully it's a good read. All right, in the meantime, shop for value, play those percentages. I'll see you back shortly with another Rain Report. Wake up, bullpen.
Let me hear you. Go in loud. 1, 2, 3. Take me out to the line. Take me out to the line. Born Sunday and Saint Patrick's Day. I don't care if I ever get back home. It's root. We're root for my tribe. If they don't win, it's a shame. Oh, it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the all game. Hey! Let's get some run!
Swung on and hit in the air to deep right field. That ball is high. It is far. It is gone. He's done it again. You can put it on the ball.